I'm no stranger to gacha games. I've been hooked on Fate Grand Order for over 4 years, popped my way through Dokkan Battle in the same time, messed around with ship waifus in Azur Lane, and even dabbled in a few like Grand Blue Fantasy, Dragon Ball Legends, Duel Links, Honkai Impact, and even Senran Kagura. Don't ask questions. Anyway, trust me when I say I've experienced my fair share of what these games have to offer, from all the pros to all the cons. And today, I'm here to talk about my latest fascination, Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact has been around for almost a year now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm obsessed with it. The new region, Inazuma, has just been released, so what better time to talk about the game than right now? Out of all the gacha games I've played, Genshin Impact has come with the biggest twist I've seen in any of them on the free-to-play side of things, and that is its open world. The huge world of Genshin is filled with hundreds of secrets, quests, and puzzles that you can spend hours discovering and solving. The best thing about this experience is that it's uninterrupted by the limiting gacha system, meaning that you can just do as much of it to your heart's content and not really have the game stop you at any point when you want to sort of venture off into a new area or just spend all your time trying to find as many puzzles or collectibles on the map as possible. And of course, while you're out there, there'll be plenty of enemies to fight. And I would say, in my opinion, that Genshin Impact has the best combat system I've played in any gacha game to this day. It's fast, fluid, and promotes using varied team combinations in order to proc elemental reactions between each characters. Because in this game, every character has their own element. So Pyro, Electro, Hydro, Anemo, which is the wind one, and am I forgetting? Geo. That's Geo. They're like sort of Earth kind of thing. And each of these have unique interactions between each other that either do debuffs or cause more damage, or even cause, status effects like freezing and stuff like that, which is very, very, very cool. And it makes fighting anything from small mobs to the large bosses really fun. And as an added bonus, you can do it all with your friends in co-op. And who doesn't like co-op? Well, that's not if you're a massive whale and you've rolled every character to the point where they can just breathe on anything and they'll die. I mean, at least you can enjoy venturing around the world with your friends and your favorite characters. And speaking of characters, this game brings so many of them for you to love. And not gonna lie, I wasn't sold on the story and the characters in the Mondstadt section of the game, which is the beginning. But once you get to Liyue and Inazuma, I'm pretty sure I butchered the pronunciation of Liyue. Is it Liyue? Liyue. You get what I mean basically. But when you introduce to those two regions, the game opens up in my opinion, and you meet so many more cool characters that you can sort of fall in love with. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that love the characters from Mondstadt. I mean, I like Amber and stuff like that, but Venti, but once I got to the second region and onwards, it went crazy. And now with Inazuma, you're in for a real treat because there's so many new characters, so many new cool and interesting ones to see that I can't even keep up anymore. And besides all that, they even go as far as to add characters that are not really part of the main story, but they still manage to add extensive lore to the character and kind of tell the player how they fit in the world of Teyvat, which is the world that we adventure in. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some things in this game that I wish were a lot better, like the insane grind. Like, say for instance, you get yourself your new favorite waifu or husband that you want from the banner, but you have to level them up and ascend them, which takes a hell of a lot of materials that you need to farm from different bosses or find just out in the wilderness in the map. And that can take a lot of time, especially if you're a free-to-play player. And that kind of ties into the stamina system, which is my biggest issue with this game. Because the farming aside, I'm really used to that when I'm playing other gacha games or even just RPG games in general. But in this game, to put it simply, in this game you have 160 resin. And in these resin you spend to collect rewards from fighting bosses. So you can fight bosses as much as you want in this game, but if you want the materials that they drop, you need to spend the resin in order to get it. So for a boss on the map area, it costs 40 resin and you have 160. And I believe you gain 1 resin every 5 minutes or so. It takes a hell of a lot of time for that resin bar to come back up again after you've spent it all in a day. Or if you are a pay-to-play player, you can start spending some of the in-game currency to get it back. But not everybody's going to be like that. And so the issue comes in where you you kind of fight a boss, say for instance, how many times? You fight a boss 4 times, your resin's gone. And now you can't really do anything for the characters that you want to level up, because everything to do with leveling up your characters, you have to spend resin for. So if you have no resin, but you have no other quests to do, and all you want to do is level up your characters, you're pretty much stuck for the day. Not to mention the fact that there are so many things to farm in this game. Not only do you have to level up your character, but you have to level up their talents. And then not only do you have to level up their talents, you have to level up their weapons. And not only do you have to level up the weapons, you have to level up the artifacts. 5 of them that you need to equip onto your character to make them anywhere remotely strong to fight, sort of the end game content. The artifacts are especially hard to farm because they are all randomly generated. So once you get a drop, their main stat is already random, and as well as all their substats. So in order for you to get the best one for the character you need to keep farming all of them and just hope that you get a good drop. And not only that, you actually have to upgrade the artifacts, and then they get buffs as you upgrade them. But also the buffs are random too, so you really have to get a combination of the best drop and the best upgrades, and that takes months, honestly. Stay with me now. The pros still outweigh the cons. I just need to let you guys know all of this. And of course, there's the predatory gacha system that we all know about. It's to roll your favorite characters, the new ones that come out. And in this game, you have to roll for the weapons too. But I wouldn't advise rolling at the 5-star weapons because it isn't that much worth it. Well, it is. If you're free to play, you really don't want to roll on the 5-star weapons. Even though they're very good, the 4-star ones would be good for you. But in this case, if you really like a character, you know, you have no other way than to roll for them. But if you're familiar with gacha games, you already know what this one is. The only good thing about this game is it does have a pity system, but you do have to roll 90 times, and that costs a lot. It costs a lot of in-game currency, especially if you're sort of saving it. But in the end, if you are looking towards, you know, a certain character, you can just save as much quartz. It's not big grand order. You can save as much Primo Gems as possible in order to guarantee that you get the character that you want. So, you know, in that case, there's a plus. Even having said all that, I still think there's plenty to enjoy in this game, and it's all in the way that you approach it. If you come to it like it's a job and farm non-stop, you'll be burned out of the game before too long, trust me. But if you take your time and enjoy the best parts of the game, this can be a really nice experience, especially if you sort of strike a balance between being in the game and away from the game. And I think that's how you should approach every single gacha game you play. If you stuck on it 24/7, you will get tired of it, because the grinding nature of the game and the way it doesn't let you progress as fast as you want to can really be taxing, and it can really get you tired of the game real fast. But if you take your time and just enjoy the story, enjoy the quests that you get, because they do give rewards to upgrade your characters, and just, you know, slowly but surely upgrade your characters to the point where they need to be, and then you can tackle the end game content after that at your own pace, I promise you'll have a great time. And hey, every now and then you get lucky rolling the favorite waifu or husband that you always wanted. Well, sometimes. The popularity of Genshin Impact is rising by the day, and just recently they announced a collaboration with Sony where they will introduce the character Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, which honestly, I didn't expect that. If you're still not interested in the long-winded, grindy style of a gacha game, this game still might not be for you. But if you do play these games, I guarantee you there's something to love about Genshin Impact, and you won't be disappointed. It's one of the best anime style games out there, with amazing characters, an interesting story, and a beautiful world to explore, and I don't regret playing this game at all. This has been Swifty, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.